Miles Lee Harris, an ordinary computer programmer, and also a real keyboard warrior. Anywhere, anytime, he uses his phone to insult the people on the forum. That day, Miles inadvertently saw an extremely brutal murder livestream on social media. Although the livestream was very barbaric, a lot of people found it interesting. Miles turned on his keyboard warrior mode and provocatively commented about it, which made the admin very angry. However, Miles wasn't any afraid, because he thought that no one could find his identity through the livestream. Unexpectedly, he had underestimated his enemy. Miles's IP address was found out. That night, someone knocked on the door, waking Miles up. Before he could understand the situation, Miles was thrown away. This man is Rictor, the criminal kingpin and psychopath who ran Schism, a criminal organization. He broke the computer and then drugged Miles. When he regained consciousness, Miles found 2 guns bloodily bolted into his hands. Miles learned that he had been forced to participate in Schism and defeat his opponent within 24 hours. His opponent is Nix, the game's deadliest and craziest killer among the participants. If they refused to join, both of them had to die. Right when he stepped out of his apartment, Miles encountered Nix. Without saying a word, she continuously shot at him, making Miles hurriedly hide in the room. He tried to reason with Nix, but she didn't even care. Miles jumped out through the window and slid down, tried to run away as fast as possible. So angry because of being unable to kill her opponent was Nix that she shot the livestream's drone. She didn't give up and kept shooting at escaping Miles. In order to escape from the pursuit, Miles shouted loudly to ask for the police's help. But when they saw the 2 guns in Miles's hands, the police thought that he was a terrorist and immediately chased him. Being chased to a dead end, Miles was shot down by the police with a stun gun. While convulsing, Miles accidentally gunned down an officer. Learning that the other man was calling for reinforcement, Miles hurriedly ran to the park. When Nova, Miles's ex-girlfriend, was about to leave, he sneaked into the car. Miles discovered that Nix had come there and ordered Nova to drive away. Nix once again let her enemy escape. She furiously blew up the livestream's drone nearby. At this time, Miles revealed what was happening to him and showed her his hands. Unexpectedly, Nova was so scared that she took out the pepper spray and sprayed it on Miles's face and fled. Miles tried to get out of the car and climbed into a nearby dustbin, which made the viewer extremely angry. Since Miles is participating, the number of viewers of the livestream increased day by day. So Rictor decided to increase the difficulty level. After a while, Miles felt that he wasn't being pursued by anyone, and got out of the trash can. When he put the gun into his mouth and intended to commit suicide, he was helped by a vagrant, who said if Mike did so, only his face would be smashed, but he wouldn't really die. The old man then gave Miles an expired sausage to eat and survive. After that, Miles went to his company, so his friend Hadley could hack the Schism tracking malware on his phone. At the same time, Nix also arrived. Without saying anything, she continuously shot down the people in the office. There was only one survivor who wore headphones and didn't know what was happening. Miles tried to dodge Nix's bullets and escaped in a stolen car. Nix also stole a motorbike and chased after Miles. The two started to have a thrilling battle on the street. In the end, Nix finally could catch up with Miles. She rode the bike onto the car and attacked him with the wheel. Miles had to leave the car there and continued on running. At night, Miles wanted to call Nova, but saw Rictor kidnapping her. He threatened Miles that if he didn't go find Nix within 24 hours, this girlfriend had to die. Miles had no other choice than continue on the game. When he was walking past the junkyard, Miles inadvertently interrupted a drug deal. Looking at Miles, the 2 gangs thought that he was a police officer. Right when both sides were about to open fire, Nix turned up. She declared that apart from her, no one had the right to kill Miles. After that, a fierce gunfight took place. Miles was chased by a gangster. While panicking, he accidentally gunned him down. It was the first time he had killed someone and was extremely frightened. After that, the police surrounded and arrested him. On the way, he learnt from the Sheriff de Graves that they wanted to use him as bait to lure Nix. It turned out that, many years ago, de Graves and his partners had taken down Rictor's gang. However, because of being mentally ill, Rictor was bailed and took revenge on de Graves' family. In the explosion, de Graves managed to save his daughter, but this wife and son weren't that lucky. And Nix was his daughter, who was driven criminally insane after her mother and brother's death. The sheriff wanted to bring his daughter back. But as soon as he finished speaking, his partner Stanton shot in his head. This guy turned out to be Rictor's henchman. After that, Stanton played a video message, in which Rictor explained that Miles had 30 minutes to kill Nix or else he would kill Nova. Time was running out, so Miles rushed to Nix's place. At this time, she didn't let her enemy escape and repeatedly shot at Miles. The moment he collapsed, all the viewers of the live stream went crazy. They were totally dissatisfied with this ending. It was too easy for a first-ranked killer like Nix to take down an amateur player like Miles. To avoid being noticed by the police, Richter ordered his subordinates to put Miles's corpse into a bag to get rid of. Right when they were about to bring him to the car, Miles suddenly stood up and defeated them. It turned out that Miles had secretly met Nix and convinced her to help him destroy Richter. He also told her that Richter had murdered her father. Despite having worn a bulletproof vest, Nix's bullets still hurt him a lot. After that, the two found Richter's place to avenge. They worked very well together and defeated all the opponents. Richter still wanted to attract more viewers, so he continued to send more top assassins to fight with them. The two went to the control room to find Nova. But Miles inadvertently saw offensive comments on the live stream. Miles angrily shouted at the cameras that they would one day be like him. However, the viewers didn't seem to care. At that time, a woman with magazines wrapped around her stomach stepped in. She also held 2 guns in her hands. Before they could understand the situation, the woman frantically fired at Miles and Nix. They were both unable to fight back her. Nix was caught by a big man and severely beaten. He also cruelly cut off a finger of Nix so that she could no longer use guns. Miles was also tortured to almost death by that woman. She stepped on the guns to prevent him from moving. When she didn't pay attention, Miles took the chance and pulled out his hand to kill the woman. Nix was also exhausted at this moment. At the critical moment, she became strong by taking a large amount of drugs. Nix jumped up, picked up the hammer, and repeatedly attacked the big guy. However, Richter's gang was too strong, so the two were both exhausted. In the end, Nix decided to sacrifice herself by detonating a suicide vest. She made a way for Miles to move forward. Miles chased after Richter to the rooftop and found Nova. He shot his last bullet to threaten him. At this time, Richter said Miles had made history for Schism, so he should have been grateful for what he was given. Miles had run out of bullets, so he couldn't do anything. Richter continuously shot at Miles, but he still didn't give up. Miles then determinedly rushed toward Richter and threw him off the roof to his death. After that, Schism wasn't destroyed, but was instead led by Miles. He wanted to spread good messages to everyone. Miles started to collapse from massive blood loss while imagining a romantic reunion with Nova. Sometime later, while sitting in his car, Miles read the comic book written by Nova, which was based on their story. He smiled when he learned that she was promoting him as a popular hero. It's the end of the movie today. See you in other videos.